We're all dressed up like this to share with you the steps I follow for an in-person color analysis. Stay tuned. My partner in crime, Kendra, from the YOLO with CK channel was over today, and I wrangled her in to participate in this video. So thanks for participating, Kendra.
No problem.
As the intro said, I'm going to be covering off the steps I follow for an in-person color analysis today, and that is why Kendra is in this getup and I'm in this getup, because for color analysis we only focus on natural coloring, and Kendra has her hair colored, and she might not be wearing something in her color palette right now, so I've isolated her natural coloring by covering her hair with a white piece of fabric and covering what she's wearing with a white piece of fabric. And so I don't reflect off on Kendra in terms of what I'm wearing. I put on this white jacket. The first step in any color analysis I do is determine one's skin undertone. So I look at cool versus warm. I'm putting a cool gray on Kendra and comparing it to a warm brown. And this might not come across on your screen depending on the coloring you have set up for your computer or what have you, but I can guarantee that Kendra is a cool undertone in person. So what I see for the warm brown on Kendra is, if you look at Kendra's jawline, it actually is somewhat expanded with the brown. So when I compare it to the gray, her jawline actually goes thinner. That's a big deal with hair color, because if you're wearing the wrong hair color framing your face, it can actually expand your jawline. Another thing to look for comparing fabrics is where your eye is more naturally inclined to go. The way to think about it is, if you were in front of a room giving a presentation, would your eye be more inclined to look at the fabric or Kendra's face? The goal is to look at Kendra's face. So with the brown, I'm quite distracted. I want to look at the fabric. And then when the gray is on Kendra, I want to just look at her face, and her eyes are so sparkly with the gray. Another thing is, I refer to this sort of as the bobblehead scenario. It's kind of like, here's the fabric, here's Kendra's head, and the fabric is disconnecting her neck from everything. So it's not all one line. So, you know, it's the floating head, and when I remove it, everything is all one line. So disconnected, connected. And let's flip to another fabric example. Another fabric test I do for cool versus warm is a cool pink versus a warm orange. And we'll see similar things to what we saw with the brown versus gray. I also see, in terms of her coloring with the orange, it going washed out and sallow. So let's focus on the jawline. Thinner, lifted. With the orange on, I see some circling underneath Kendra's eyes, and just in general, my eye wants to look down here. It's not very flattering to her coloring, and when I remove it, she's so much brighter, and her eyes are brighter. And let's just do one more fabric example, which is a cool white versus a warm white. So a warm white has yellow and brown added to it. And the cool white doesn't have anything added. And so when the warm white is on Kendra, I see sallowness in her, the disconnection happening, circling underneath the eyes, and a lack of sparkle in Kendra's eye color. And when I remove it, there's more harmony here. There's more sparkle to her. And if you're still on the fence whether Kendra has a cool or warm skin undertone, let me do this silver versus gold test. So silver is cool, so I'm putting that on her, and gold is warm, and hopefully it comes across on your screen that the gold is overpowering Kendra. Your eyes are more focused on the gold and it's disconnected from her coloring. And when I remove it, there's harmony, she's brighter, and her eyes are sparkling. So we've determined Kendra has a cool skin undertone. Therefore, we're going to test her for the cool primary color seasons. The first one being winter, and the second one being summer. The first thing I'm going to test on Kendra before the primary color seasons is green. So I'm going to test a winter green, which is on the top here, versus a summer green. So with the winter green, I feel it's too dark for Kendra. My eyes are more looking at the fabric versus her face, which speaks to the fabric overpowering Kendra in terms of color. And when I remove it, it's just brighter, she's brighter, and her eyes are extremely bright. So let me do that one more time. So here's the disconnection, cutting her off at the neck, more inclined to look at the fabric before Kendra. And here's the connection, where you're looking more at Kendra, her coloring is sparkling, and it's just all in harmony. Let me do another fabric example. Let's do the blues. Here's a summer blue on Kendra versus a winter blue. And the winter blue is, look at her jawline. So let's do the jawline test. So focus on the jawline, definitely thinner. It's cutting her off at the jawline, so it's overpowering her. It's too dark and too bright for her. And when we move to the softer palette of summer, it's just, she's so much more brighter. Her skin is vibrant. There's a lot of harmony happening here. On Kendra right now is the True Summer flag. So we're going to continue to test her for True Summer. Next, I've put on her the Light Summer flag, which is the Spring Summer combination. We will also test her for Muted, which is Autumn Summer. And we will also test her for Cool, which is Winter Summer. I've placed on Kendra a True Summer Gray, and I'm going to compare that to a Pearl Gray in the Spring Summer palette. So it's a little bit lighter, and it's a neutral undertone because it's a mix of the summer and spring color seasons. So just going to take a peek at what's going on here. Ooh, yeah. So the Pearl Gray is washing Kendra out. There's a lot of disconnection here. Focus on the jawline as well. Especially keep your eye on whether shadowing is happening, because that's what we care about, because we want an automatic facelift. So when I remove it, do you see how the shadowing happening and the extension? So we like the darker tone in the summer palette. This lighter one is washing her out. Let's just do one more example there. So let's take the blue. So let's take the True Summer Blue and compare that to the Spring Summer Blue. So slightly brighter, slightly lighter, and it's disconnected. There's a lot of disconnection happening here versus more connection. Also, if you do the, ask the question whether you're distracted by the fabric on the top here versus the bottom. I'm more distracted by the top fabric. The smokiness happening in the True Summer is definitely bringing out her eyes more, and her coloring looks much more refined. So I'm still resting on Kendra being the True Summer. So we're gonna rule out the Light Summer. Now let's test Kendra for Cool, which is the Winter Summer palette. Because Kendra has the blue on, I'm just going to test her with the cool summer blue. So it's slightly darker and slightly brighter. And so I see it overpowering her. It's too dark for her. Her coloring is disconnected. And when I move it, she's much more brighter, and there's a lot of harmony happening with her eyes. Her jawline is refined. So too deep, disconnected, more connected. Summer purple, and we're comparing it to cool, so winter, summer, purple family. Again, we're seeing it's too dark for her. It's taking away power from her. And when I move back here, there's a lot of harmony. She's brighter, her eyes are sparkling. I'm ruling out that Kendra is a cool summer. The final set of fabrics we're going to test for Kendra, which is the final flow of summer, is muted. So that's the autumn-summer combination. So Kendra currently has the green on her, so I'm just going to compare. So this is true summer, and this is muted, so this is summer-autumn on Kendra. It's not bad. So summer-autumn colors are slightly more toned and slightly darker. And so when I remove the fabric, I feel like there's more harmony here. What I can say is I feel like the top fabric is too dark for her and off on the undertone. So your eyes are slightly more inclined to look here, and when I move it, she's brighter, her eyes are bright. Let's just do one more. So let's do the blues in the summer autumn. So back to the true summer blue, and here is the summer autumn blue, so slightly darker, slightly more toned. It's a bit too dark, and when I move it, there's a lot of harmony happening. Kendra is definitely a true summer, and if you didn't see it in this video, I guarantee you in person she is definitely a true summer. It just might be a lighting issue or color transition issue to your own computer. And at this point, I would then show her swatch wallet in an analysis, her color strip, and she can even use my Shopping My Colors phone app to take with her shopping if she wanted her color references on her phone. And in that app, she could also find out what her best hair, makeup, clothing and accessory colors in terms of mixing and matching as well. If somebody was coming to see me in person, I would also prepare a personalized report. So thank you for watching this video. Comment below, and hopefully this has helped you understand the in-person analysis process better.